Shabbat Shalom. Let's say that again. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right, it's so important to come in. Feels like it's been quite a week. So let's take a nice deep breath of Shabbat air. We're going to breathe in everything we want to hold on to. Breathe out all of the things, all of our worries, all of the anxiety and stress that's out there in the world. And really hold on dearly to the space that we're in. Ready? I want to start us off with just a poem before I bring up Bruce. When the blessing of shalom is lacking, however much we have of other blessings, wealth or power, fame or family, even health, these all appear as nothing. But when shalom is present, however little else we have, somehow seems sufficient. That's by Herschel Matt. May we finally, someday, have peace. We're going to use our service tonight to send prayers out into the world, across the oceans, that somehow, God willing, we will find peace. So let's bring up Bruce to offer our welcome.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
On this beautiful, sunny summer, almost summer night, and I know what you're thinking, well, why aren't we out under the tent? We will be. We will be soon enough, but I can see the sun kind of creeping this way. Hang on.
And the cottonwood.
Okay, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. That's better. Did you bring yours?
That is awesome. You brought a prop with you.
I did. Did you bring your sunglasses?
No.
You need sunscreen with your complexion. You should be wearing sunscreen. Anyway, and happy Friday the 13th, which, of course, in Judaism, there is a very lucky symbol that we have with us tonight, which is the rabbi's foot. And so we will all be lucky, unless he steps on you, then it's not so lucky.
Now, Bruce, what is say the date, the number of the date.
The number of the date.
6?
In Hebrew?
No, just in English. 6?
6/13.
13. It's the mitzvot tonight.
There you go. It is. It's the mitzvot. So we're all going to do good deeds tonight, including laugh at my jokes. See, there you go. You've done it already. Anyway, we have a wonderful service this evening, and we have lots of stuff coming up in the coming weeks. We are going to wrap up June and begin July with an absolute flurry of wonderful temple activities. So stay tuned for all of that. And in the meantime, Shabbat Shalom and enjoy the service.
Were you going to wear those?
No, just a problem.
We have Mitch Steinhorn here, who is sponsoring our oneg. So thank you, Mitch. I know we have a wonderful oneg afterwards. 6/13, Cantor, I don't know if you know this, that is the day that one of my colleagues dedicated to, well, I guess, rabbis and cantors. It's the perfect day to celebrate us. So
Yeah.
happy us, happy our day.
Happy us, happy mitzvah.
Yeah, happy mitzvah day. If you're not familiar, just 6/13 is the traditional number, which I thought came from Maimonides or the Middle Ages, but apparently I learned we saw it in our Talmud recently. It is the number of, they thought, the orifices of the body, and they counted that is the number of mitzvot. If you looked in the Torah and you counted all the different laws, it would add up to 613. Now, I'm not so sure about that. And there is a little catch to it as well, because more than half of them you can't do anymore. So if anyone ever says, oh my God, we Jews, we have so much, we have to follow 613 laws, there's so much to do, hey, there's 300 of them at least where you can't do them because we are going to begin with, and we're so happy to have Sean here, a prayer. And Cantor came back from, Cantor, you were at a conference this week.
Right. Women Cantors Network.
And you were in the home of bourbon, apparently, right?
Yes, and I did go on a tour of the Evan Williams bourbon. They're big bourbon makers. The first bourbon maker. distillery in the whole of Kentucky,
Oh, wow, yeah, she was down in Louisville.
Louisville. You're not allowed to go the IS in there, put that IS in there.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to do that, yeah. I love how they have all the drinks next to the Louisville Slugger Museum. So after you drink, then you go and you bash things. I guess that's the idea. Again, page 128, Ma Yafeh Hayom, as we come into Shabbat. How beautiful is the day of Shabbat. Well, you are in fine form tonight. You sound wonderful. And that song, it's just, I think even for me as a novice musician, it's an easy one to pick up. It's a great one. We are going to do candles and Kiddush on 120 and 123, and I have a wonderful front row. Would our front row over here? Because you volunteered to become part of the front row, if you'd like to come up. I was just learning from Naomi. Naomi has a new home in Kenmore, and she said it's a really wonderful place.
Yes. Will you do our candles? I'm very bad at it. That's
I can do that
trust
part,
you.
if you'd like.
Well, I'll try.
Okay.
I'm just really bad at lighting candles.
I think
so-
they're just really bad matches.
Well, I'm also, even with good matches, bad at them.
There are worse things to be bad at.
I was just thinking the same thing.
I could never be like an arsonist, because I just,
All right, we bring in Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai,
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu le'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Let our candles light our way through Shabbat. If one of you wants to lift our Kiddush cup, and I don't know, would someone
you
want
know
to
what
say
I'm
it?
gonna do.
Yeah, no. We might have several different versions going on. So if you hear Asher Karavanu Lavo Dato, and that'll be Jill, and then Bacharbana, we'll have that. Yeah. So why don't I move this over here?
Baruch atah Adonai,
123.
Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho,
L'chaim. And thank you for sitting in the front row. Just be careful. I very much appreciated the pace of the Kiddush. Now, Cantor, in my household, our kids are, come on, let's get to the meal. They want to go really fast, so to go nice and slow, that was great. We're going to welcome in Shabbat on page 138 and 139 as we sing Lecha Dodi. Hidden in the back of the room, Shabbat is about to enter. We will sing together the first, second, third, and ninth verses. 1, 2, 3, and 9. On the ninth verse, we rise. We'll welcome Shabbat into the room by bowing to her. And then we welcome one another by waving. Standing on page 146 for our call of community, the Barchu. Look around at this beautiful community we have with us today. Each time we come together on Friday, it's a different group, and it's wonderful to have everyone here tonight. Let's read together on the top of 149. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and seasons glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv Aravim. Page 152, 153, the Shema.
Anything you do to this is good. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la la. La la la. Let's try it again. La 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 la. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad, Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malkuto, Shem Kavod Malkuto, Leolam Moed, Leolam Moed. La 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 So I just came from a
You may be seated.
convention out in Kentucky, Women's Cantors Network. I sat in the pews. It's held in a synagogue, and then we sleep in a hotel. We only get to the hotels at 10 o'clock at night, and then we come back to the synagogue, and classes and prayer sessions start, anywhere between 8:30 and 9 in the morning, and then we're there the whole day in that particular synagogue. So I sat there in the pews like a ethnomusicologist. I had two devices in hand. I had my new iPad, which is like one of these iPads that is full sheet music size, and then I had my phone. So if I tell you that the whole thing was music, and that I probably left with at least maybe 50 to 75 new songs. Then I'm like, well, you know me. Not afraid of new, right? Not afraid of new. And I'm not afraid to kind of step in there and, roll up my sleeves and get the hands dirty and really start to, live and breathe these music, because they had just amazing music this year. Just amazing music. I was really so privileged. I need to thank the synagogue. So privileged to be able to go on these conferences. And That was by Robbie Sherwin, Rabbi Robbie Sherwin. And she's a rabbi from out west, spent like 20 years in Texas forming a new synagogue, and then she went out to Colorado, and she's quite an outdoors woman and a real kind of cowboy type woman. And she's amazing. She's just amazing. So that was her Shema. I hope I did it some justice as I get to know it better and better. This next piece, which I'm going to do, is to the Ve'ahavta, and it should be in your flyer.
Yeah, if you see these sheets here, Juliana prepared, there'll be two that we'll be using. So one of them on one side, but it has the Ve'ahavta.
So you really feel, we all know this, but we really, really, really feel this when we're in these conferences. There are cantors that are exemplary composers. There are cantors that are exemplary performers. There are those that specialize in the prayer modes, can teach other cantors, brush them up. There's cantors that specialize in, dealing with people, like chaplaincy or basically just working in the synagogue. I've met one of the cantors there. It's all women, by the way, Women Cantors Network. She just basically runs the office and everything else. She's just such a good people person that she's really in this type of for a very large synagogue, she's in this kind of spoke of a wheel position. But I heard this Ve'ahavta sung by this wonderful cantor. Her name is Arlene with a Y, and I'm Arlene with an E. So we immediately hit it off. She has a splendid voice, just a splendid voice. And she was singing this piece by Ellie Flyer. And it's called Ve'ahavta, and you're going to repeat after me throughout almost the whole song, and you will know when to come in with me. You'll feel it when it's the real hit home, right, Sean?
Yeah.
Follow Sean, that's right, follow Sean if you can't follow me. Let love guide your hands.
Let love guide your hands
They touch the world.
as they touch the world.
Let love guide your lips.
Let love guide your lips
As they speak kind words.
as they speak kind words.
Let love guide your legs.
Let love guide your legs
When you leave your home.
when you leave your home.
Let love guide your ears.
Let love guide your ears
When you listen close.
when you listen close.
For we are all God's hands. For we are all God's lips. For we are all God's legs. For we are all God's ears. And it's up to us to love. There are signs in the world.
There are signs in the world.
We choose to see
If we choose to see
such wonder in the world.
such wonder in the world,
And in all living things.
and in all living things,
And with all our
and
breath.
with all our breath,
And all of our might.
and all of our might,
We will set forth up to us to love. Everyone, and it's up to us to love.
Beautiful. I love how it really emphasizes the love there. That's wonderful.
The what?
It emphasizes the love part of it, the viahafta, just that first word, really.
And it takes every line of every word of the viahafta, and it's all in the English with your heart and with your soul and with your might and with your b'chol levavacha, b'chol nafshecha, b'chol me'adecha, with your legs, with your ears, with your eyes. It's all part of the tzitzit and the oat.
The signs.
Symbols
the
and signs of the tefillin. Yeah, just really got to me.
It sounds like, I don't know, something could be on the radio.
Beautiful.
Do they have that anymore? Sorry. Dating myself here. Hashkivenu.
Seriously.
We have another version of, it's Hashkivenu. And this is another one I think you learned at the conference?
Yeah, I'm gonna try it.
And this is on the other side, so just flip your sheet here.
I thought tonight would be a very, very good night for Hashkivenu. Let us lie down in peace to shelter. Give us a place to rest our head. God, help us understand that you are right here. When we sleep throughout the night and wake with morning's light, we know you are here. We may come and go, we're not alone. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom L'Shalom Ve'hamidenu Shomreinu L'Chaim You guide us when we lose our way. God, you take away our pain. Why are you here? To shield us when we close our eyes, to give us peace of mind. Adonai, Adonai, you'll always be right here. Hey, we come and go, we're not alone. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom L'Shalom Ve'hamidenu Shomreinu time. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom. Ehamiteinu Shomreinu I heard this cantor with a beautiful voice. Her name is Bryce, a very young woman. She sounds like Joan Baez. You swear Joan Baez is in the room singing this? She did a beautiful job. It's written by Carly Green. And now I have to research all these people. At the Kiddush tonight, Onig tonight, you tell me what you liked, all right? Share with me. I share with you, you share with me. Thank you.
Well, let's look at the English of the adapted, the Hashkivenu, on page 160. And I think these words are really important. Anytime at night there's a little trepidation, especially in the time when there wasn't electric lights. And so these prayers were really prayers for safety, and they still resound with us today. Let's just read the English on 160. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel, for your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and peace evermore. Blessed are you, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. And that last word, over Jerusalem tonight, we certainly need that. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, hakol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. I guess that's Sukkot Shalom. That was the Iron Dome back in biblical times. Sorry. All right, page 164. We rise for the Amidah, the standing prayer, and we'll continue with our own silent prayers through page 180. Take this opportunity for the Hebrew, the English, or just the prayers of your heart, and whenever you're ready, you may be seated. We're going to continue with the words of peace. Oseh Shalom, please God, bring us peace on page 180. The maker of peace, please help us make peace. We're going to turn to our prayer for healing at this moment, and you do have it in another little sheet. Juliana loves to make little beautiful sheets. She's very creative, and this is a version that you've heard before. I'm going to go and I'm going to read our list of names of people that we're thinking about as a community, and then we'll go around and hear any others that you'd like to say out loud. Certainly there's a lot of people on our mind right now. As a community, we are sending out prayers to Gail Ackerhalt, Nancy Adler, Neil Agnita, Paula Ames, Hope Bongiorno, Samuel Block, Sandy Canty, Sheldon Cohen, Chris Donner, Tina Ferruto, Gabe Ferber, Eileen Gale, Mira Grosser, Adrian Graber, Ernie and Carolyn Grosser, Nancy Hersbrum, Pam Hubert, Baby Jonah, Alexander Hyman, Kenny Jackson, Alex Katz, Dennis Halpin, Granger Hugh Kelly, Gail Lewis, Lynn Longo, Ellen McLeod, David Mansfield, Robert McCoy, Kansi Mai, Pamela Nigut, Bill Ostroff, Betty Placarty, Robert Posas, Carol Parise, Jeff Pratt, Tamara Ratino, Stephen Rice, Tony Romano, Sarah Korn Rothschild, Brandon Ryan, Danette Singh, Ernie Sapatelli, Remy Schoenwetter, Eric Smith, Andrew Sutherland, Tracy Thiel, Adam Timlin, Anjo Tufts, Jen Ursaner, Marla Vagarosi, Judy Van Horn, Gail Willig Smith, Gail Zaretsky, Avram Moshe, Carla Bat Chanak, Yosef Ben Zissel, Chana Ezra Ben Shul, Brina Chaya Bat Zipporah, and Risha Bat Zipporah. We'll go around. Just raise your hand if you have others.
Art Dendel, Karen Meyer, and Aaron Lincoln.
Heather Houston, Faith Dwyer, and Don Dillamo. And then myself. That's all. Connie Cubiello, Brenda Rosen.
We'll bring all those names into our hearts, and again, it's in the little sheet over here that was in your leaflet.
I remember when I brought back this setting, must have been at least 6-7 years ago. This beautiful setting. We do it in our tent. Most of the time we're getting ready for the tent, right?
Just a few weeks.
precious gift of life.
God bless us. Heal us. Join me.
May our prayers go out to where they're needed, both in this room and outside, and may those people feel it, wherever they are, across the ocean or in this very room. And we say amen.
Amen.
Well, Cantor, thank you so much for bringing this beautiful music back with you. I think we needed music. We were planning our October 7th, the second anniversary coming up. Believe it or not, we have to plan that far in advance. And October 7th happens to be this year on Sukkot, on the first day of Sukkot. We're really not having our memorial, but the afternoon prior. And one of the topics that came up was we need music. Music is healing. It really, more than just words speaking at a problem, finding the music and the soul of it. Tonight, when I came home and I reconnected with the Shira after her day and my day, I learned the unfortunate news that all of my nieces and nephews in Israel were called up into the military. And this is, I'm sure, true across Israel and across the Jewish world. These are the kind of things that you hear, people in shelters, the planes not taking off, and of course the barrage, terrible barrage of missiles from Iran. Last night was another of those nights. It's happened 3 weeks in a row. For the last 3 weeks, we've had to look at the news and be startled and afraid and shocked and all of those kind of emotions, where our world suddenly is in tatters, and we don't know how to make sense of this. To come home was a wonderful celebration for Rob Goldberg, and I came home and to find out that we were in the midst of a potentially even larger war with Iran. How awful to think. And last week, of course, the attack in Boulder, Colorado, of the hostage walk that they had there in the afternoon. And the week before, we had the murder of the 2 individuals outside in the Capitol. It's crazy to think what's happening. And I think one of the hardest things is, what do we do? How do we sit with this? Because we really don't have a lot. As I was speaking to the reporter on Channel 2, we don't have control over global politics, over what's happening. We don't have control over local politics, really. How do we respond in these moments? How do we face this as individuals, as a community? And I think as Jews, it's hard. I think we're caught in a very, very difficult position that we've often been in throughout our history. I gave you this handout. Did you see? Rabbi Sarah Rich introduced this to me this week, and I thought, well, I'm going to bring this out because this is what we need to see. Now, Cantor doesn't see this, but this is a map of internalized anti-Semitism. We are speaking to a group of healthcare professionals in Niagara Falls next week, and she thought this is a good way for people that aren't familiar with the Jewish community to understand just what we've been through. Now, here it says for white Ashkenazi Jews in the U.S., but you could just put Jews. This is true no matter where we are in history for thousands of years, this sense of kind of oppression. And here in this, you have, what do? You know, the anti-Semitism isn't all just thrown at you. It's internalized in us. And I love it here. There is, for those of you online, there's a whole black section, our sense of powerlessness. How many of you feel that you're in that black section right now? Yeah. I feel like some of the other sections here, a drive for security. We're here at services. Isn't that, in a way, a call for us to find security? Self-hatred. God willing, we don't have that very much, but that's in there. Denial of existence of the oppression. We're not getting attacked at all. I think that's what I often do. There's no anti-Semitism out there. You know, 5 years ago when things started cropping up, America is still very safe. A sense of not belonging. A lot of Jews have been, a lot of people in our community, I'll say, have been expressing this sense that we don't fit into the world. People don't know how to respond. How many of you had people reach out to you in the last few weeks from outside of the Jewish community? How many of you would have liked to have people? One of the things that I've learned, because it's been very hard, one of the hardest lessons after October 7th, if you remember, we put a board in front of our sanctuary of all the letters of support we got. And this came from my friend and colleague, Michelle Buheit, who's the minister at the Unitarian Church in Williamsville on Main Street. And she, instead of sending a letter talking about the politics, what we needed was just support. And we started encouraging other communities to send us, when they reached out, I said, please, can you send us a letter of support? Because our people, they don't know. They feel isolated and alone. And that sense of not belonging is just so strong. A desire to control. I think that's what a lot of our security apparatus, we want to control the circumstances, and that's natural in this. And a drive for acceptance by way of perfection. I think that is something that's built in there too. All of these things, we don't even realize that they've been internalized. These are our expressions of them. And on this list, you can go deeper into this, but it shows you all the different ways that this comes out. There is that sense throughout Jewish history that history is happening to us, but we can't do anything about it. And that sense of kind of powerlessness that Israel, in a way, is a response to. The birth of Israel was our response that we can. It was maybe the first time in a very long time where we said, we can actually take ownership of our situation in this world. This idea of kind of being afraid of violence and war is baked into our tradition. I would say it goes back thousands of years especially to the terrible Roman times where 90% of our community was literally wiped out in a horrific fashion. And that kind of purged a sense of ever wanting to fight back. It was such a terrible thing. We were really just focused on ourselves. I want to show you something in our prayer book. So if you look in your prayer book, on page 362, this is the Torah service. When I first started using Mishkan Tefillah at our joint services, and also 13 years ago when we founded Shir Shalom, and I came into this beautiful sanctuary, started using this prayer book more, there was a little bit of a mystery, because if you look at this page, this last line, the beginning, everything's very familiar to it, and it goes to Melech El Ram V'Nisa Adon Olamim, and then you turn the page, And it goes on page 364 to Ki Mitzion Teitzei Torah. Does everyone see that? There is a line missing. And as someone who didn't grow up in the Reform movement, this has always been a mystery. It's a line actually from this week's Torah portion. Does anyone know what that line? Maybe you're familiar with the text enough to know what the line is that's missing. If you sing it, it might help. That's a no, Be'elna, that's not in there either. But no, that's good. Vayehi bin Aaron. Okay, that's what you're saying, right? No. Oh, I got it completely off. See, my hearing is terrible. Yeah. Okay, so I'll get to the chase here. So what's eliminated is Vayehi bin Aaron Vayomer Moshe Kuma Futsu Oivecha. And this was just a mystery, and I looked in the text, and it says here, when the ark, what it's talking about, we've done the census in this week's Torah portion, Ba'alatecha, and now we're ready to move. And when we're moving, we're afraid. And so we actually have, it's demonstrated here, you have the smoke, the clouds that are protecting you, and the fire. That's what we have here on our ark. And this is what it's saying. When we moved, when we traveled, the ark, the Aron, moved, and God scattered our enemies. And while I had no knowledge of the book unfortunately does not include any explanation about why it made the choice. And so not having been part of the Reform movement until Shir Shalom, I didn't actually know the reason. I found out, I talked to my colleague Jim Egoff over here, and he clued me in. He has a lot more knowledge about this than I do. But my first instinct is there's a militarism in the text. It's about defeating our enemies. And if you want to think about it, when we take the Torah out and we bring it around in a hakafat and we make the circle around the congregation, we are actually participating in some way in a military parade. This is about power. One of the ways that we can see this. Going through the wilderness, we're going to need God. We have the most powerful God. Here, when I saw this, I thought, well, they didn't want that sense of militarism. That makes a lot of sense, especially today. We didn't want to emphasize that in our tradition. But Jim tells me it's actually something completely different. It has to do with temple sacrifices and a lot of the other sorts of discomfort. This here in the text, in the Torah, we are making a journey that is a military journey that will wipe out the people of Canaan and create the promised land and the new country. And there is a lot of militantism in it. And I think, we're distant. We're thousands of years removed from that time. And until the birth of the state of Israel, there really hadn't been much in the way of Israel, Jewish military power in the world. That was a huge shift to be able to take a sense of power in it. But I think it is still embedded in our spirit that we struggle with war and action, military action. We struggle with that sense of fighting back. How do we fight back? What do we do? And if you're like me in this time, especially after October 7th, in this world, what do we do? Do we go to hostage walks? Do we write to congressmen? What is the mechanism? And we're caught in between not knowing. And that sense is, as you said, the black area here. And I wanted to say, first of all, the purpose of my talk tonight is that's okay. It's okay to be there. That's a natural place. Would we want to be out there fighting on the streets, encouraging more, here this military action, hopefully to diffuse the nuclear capability of Iran, one of our biggest adversaries, maybe it'll end up good, but in between, it is scary. It's scary to hear my nieces and nephews called up into the military. It's scary to think that right now there are air raids, sirens sounding out throughout Israel. It's scary to think that our very temple here and other places, Jewish sites in America, are under threat, as we've seen in the last 3 weeks. We have been given the great gift to just struggle with this. It's not going to be easy, but be forgiving of ourselves. Don't think that we have to have the answer. Sometimes lashing out right away is not the right answer. And when sometimes being scared, being afraid, being together is it. And I think that what we need to do is, first of all, collect together. Don't hide in this darkness alone. That would be the worst thing. Don't be there and live in that darkness. When you feel that the news is getting to you, come together. Know that we can, first of all, we don't have control over anything, really. Come together. And don't be afraid to ask your friends and your neighbors to say, I am hurting and I need support. Because when they look at the newspaper, they don't see Boulder, they see what's going on in Iran, but I think it's even stronger. They see what's going on in our American politics. That's even stronger than what's going out across the world. And they don't see the attack at the embassy in Washington, D.C. They don't see it because they see a different set of newspaper articles altogether. We're looking and reading different things. So if we're hurting, we need to tell the people that we care about that we want comfort. When you're hurting and the other people don't know it, you need to tell people how to comfort you. Maybe you don't need it, but if you do need it, it's okay to say, listen, this has been a really difficult and trying time for our community, that we are very much scared and hurting and all of these emotions, and we could use your support. And I've started doing that more. And I notice whenever there's kind of incidents, even if it doesn't rise to the level where it's on front page news, people do reach out. And I think we need to continue to educate how to comfort one another, to not be afraid of this legacy. It wasn't always the case that we were afraid of power, that we were afraid of these kind of things. We have our proud tradition that's in Vayihi B'Tzoharon. Let us be okay with where we are, figuring things out together. It's not going to be easy. All of us are facing this in different places. But I want to say that these last 3 weeks are not normal. It's not normal for 1 week after another week, and what's going to happen next week? So let's not let them and sit. The worst thing is where I tend to be, here. Denial of the existence of the oppression altogether, the opposite side of the black. Let's find our way here to the center, to our community. Realize these are human emotions and that we need one another at these times more than ever. So, and check out on each other. Don't be afraid to ask, are you okay? Are you okay? Turn to each other now. Offer console, are you okay? And it's okay to be not okay. It's okay. Thank you for humoring me. We're going to shift to a prayer for Israel. I told Cantor, she had just returned, I said, we really need some prayers for Israel right now. And she picked out the perfect prayer, Avinu Shabbat Shamayim, the prayer for Israel itself. I do believe we have it in here. 370, yes.
Yeah, I found it on 377.
It might be slightly
377.
Some of the musical version might be a little different. I don't know which one you're singing. But.
Yeah, this has most of the text that's in here, a little tiny bit more text that's not included in the Reform, but not everything that's included in the conservative version of this. Maybe Maybe we should stand.
Yeah, I was going to have Naomi come up, and because Vayehi means our, we open the ark. That's what we open the ark. We're going to open our ark, and we're going to sing. We're going to sing our prayer. What?
Yes, and maybe you can read the English translation of it together once we're standing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we
Yeah,
read
do
that
it
before?
so people
Okay,
know
so
what
why
I'm
don't we? Do
laying
you
on
need my
about.
help? You got it. Naomi's next. Okay, let's read the English, and then we'll sing the Hebrew. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love, over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise. Guide them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land of fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, so Yisrael begalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, so Yisrael begalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, so Yisrael begalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, so Yisrael begalo.
We remain standing for Aleinu, page 586.
עלינו לשבח לדון הכל, לתת גדולה ויוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון, ולא עשנו משפחות האדמה,
591.
And
You may be seated. We're going to turn to our Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. As a community, we are remembering Bobby Glickman, who died this past week. Is that your cousin? On our Shloshim list from the past month, Zoe Nussbaum, Stephen Shapiro, Robin Fern Weinstein, and Rusty Zackheim. On our yard site list from years past, Irving Atlas, Miriam Barish, Gerald Berzone, Sylvia Burstein, Ida Chodorow, Bernard Clement, Suzanne Cohen, Alan Cohen, Leonard Corris, Eva Mae Creighton, Roberta DeBruin, Stephen Don, Bruno Elkin, Jeffrey Gellin, Edwin J. Gersman, Alan Goldberg, Marcia Grant, Morris Herman, Dorothy Copstick, Sophie Queller, Daniel Levine, Sandra Lynn Lodge, Stuart Nadell, Tilly Peller, Albert A. Pierce, Celia Pohl, Elia Puyas, Shirley Raccoon, who was at her first yard site, and she was one of the founding members of Temple Sinai. Samuel M. Resnick, Sarah Revo, Frida Rubenstein, Linda Sellers, Cora Vizzi, and Leah Wagner. If there's other names, just raise your hand. Barry Markville. All those whose custom it is to rise, page 598. Do we have another person? Oh, sorry. V'yit Kadash Ma Divrach Urte V'yamlik Malchute B'chayachon V'yamechon B'chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael B'agalav V'zman Kariv V'yimru Amen Yehei Shmei Rab Al-Barach Le'olam Olmeo Maya Yitbarak V'yishtabak V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitalev V'yitalal Shemei Dekudesha B'rechu Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, damiran v'alma v'yimru, amen. Yehei shalom rabbamin shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru, amen. Oseh shalom v'yimrumav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yishvei tevel v'yimru, amen. May the one who creates harmony and high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all the world, and we say,
Amen.
You may be seated. Zikranam lebracha. May their memory be for a blessing. And Bruce Chorus will come up to offer the announcements. Now he's fully doing it. Oh, what's that? Which one is that one? What's the theme?
New York starts spreading the news.
We're working on a theme song for the announcements. A little on the snarky side, but we're getting there.
I thought that one fit you.
That was not bad. I asked for Springsteen, but he's giving me, I don't know. But we're working on it. We'll give you another couple weeks. If not, Marlene is still available, right, to do the piano? Anyway, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you, of course, to Rabbi and Cantor. Your words tonight meant a lot, and your music was just beautiful tonight. And for the most part, thank you to Sean for your contributions as well. Thank you to our service greeters tonight, Keith Berzon and Diane Gordon. Tomorrow morning, we have Torah study at 9 a.m. That's at Temple Beth Tzedek and via their Zoom. The Shabbat morning service and Kiddush luncheon will be at 10:45 a.m. That is at Temple Beth Tzedek. All this month, our Tikkun Olam team is supporting the Amherst Little Free Pantry. So we'll have the bins in the lobby. Please drop off some non-perishable food. It would be greatly appreciated. Watch your email for the invitation and your RSVP for the Women of Shir Shalom Chai Tea, not high tea, Chai tea. That is on July 20th. Family and friends are invited. I'm told you can talk to Sheila Bernard about it if you'd like more information. Jill is here as well. I'm sure she can answer your questions. We have a Shabbat this Tuesday. We are back. This will be our new time, starting at 4 o'clock, going till 6:30. Please be sure to do your pre-order to be sure that you get one. Weather looks great for this Tuesday, so it should be a really nice day, and hopefully, knock on wood, we'll sell lots of chicken. This coming Saturday, a week from tomorrow, we have another fundraiser that we are bringing back, and that is Shred It, our shredding event. It will be Saturday, June 21st from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can bring in a banker's box of papers for $10 or a large bag or container for $30. It is cash only. Just drive up and our volunteers will take care of you. It's always a success for us to do it, and it's a mitzvah for the community because you get to clean out papers that you've been wanting to get rid of. And by the way, thank you to everyone. How many people here have signed up for the driving class a week from tomorrow? We have had an overwhelming response. It will be our largest class, my largest class ever, not just the largest one here at Temple, but the largest one I've ever taught. We're over 40 people.
Terrible drivers.
They're good drivers who want to be better. Anyway, so that's also a week from tomorrow, and thank you to everyone that signed up for that. Good news, the trip to Philadelphia is on. Apparently, Deb dressing up as the Liberty Bell walking up and down Sheridan Drive got enough people to sign up, so we have enough people. The trip to Philadelphia leaves July 7th, comes back on the 10th. Rabbi Alex is leading it. It's organized by Scenic Excursions. And if there's still people that want to do it, you can still get your name on the list, I believe. Coming up in July, also on Saturday, July 19th, Summerfest is back. That is Saturday, July 19th. Come celebrate our mitzvah year. We're going to have a DJ, a fire pit, dinner, dancing, dessert. It's only $15 per person, and it's going to be a wonderful evening. Let's see, am I missing anything? That's it. Our first outdoor service is in 3 weeks, July 4th. Are we going to have fireworks? Yeah. Okay, we're going to have fireworks. Beth, your sermon is going to have fireworks, right?
We're not having fireworks.
No fireworks.
You have to call Barry.
Barry Radlin, if you're watching, we're not having fireworks. That's a joke. We're not anyhow. So anyway, celebrate Independence Day and Erev Shabbat here at Temple, Friday, July 4th. If you need anything, please feel free to reach out to the rabbi, the cantor, Todd, Joanne, or myself. We are all here for you, and please join us for the Onik Shabbat, which is sponsored by our good friend Mitch Steinhorn and Amherst Memorial Chapel, in honor of Rabbi Alex, Cantor Frank, and all their friends at Congregation Shir Shalom. Thank you for doing that, Mitch. Diane, did you have something? Or was that just a wave? That was just like get off the bema, you're done. Happy Father's Day to all the dads in the crowd tonight, and sons, daughters, parents, everyone. Happy Father's Day. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right, we are ready for, Hatikva. Okay, perfect. So we're going to rise again on page 678 as we face our Israeli flag. I realize we don't have an Israeli flag out front. We need to get one out front. We have one in here. 678.
Oh
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. As you came in peace, please leave in peace. Please return your prayer book to the front of the sanctuary minus the leaflet and enjoy our Oneg Shabbat Shalom. And please tell Cantor which of the songs you like.